Transfer portal open today. It's completely nuts already. You got quarterbacks who are supposed to be in New Year's Six Bowls who are putting themselves in the portal, like Dylan Gabriel, Oklahoma's quarterback. Ohio State's got some guys. Texas has some starters. They're in the playoff, and they got guys going into the portal. We haven't seen anything like it. This year's going to be bigger than the previous 2 years because the underclassmen have figured it out. I can get a pay raise, and I might be able to get a starting job without having to earn it. And so it's just piling up. What do you? We're going to have a couple thousand people in this portal before we're done.
I think that's the biggest worry, right? I think this it gets overburdened, and all of a sudden coaches and staffs are like, I can't sift through 2,000 kids. And next, there's going to be some kids that are left out to hang, and they don't have a place to go back to because their scholarship's been taken by another portal kid. So this portal thing's wild. It is the wild, wild west. I think to your point, a lot of these coaches are trying to get ready for bowl games. They don't have time to go sift through the portal. Fortunately, there's kind of a dead period now between now and bowl games, so they hopefully get a head start on it. But, for a lot of these other schools that are playing in bowl games, it's tough. You're trying to balance two things. But listen, I actually don't hate the portal. I think it's, adds a whole new element, and it allows kids that are in bad opportunities to go find better. I think it just needs a little more oversight. The kids need some representation. I mean, you think about NFL free agency, you all have agents. Yeah. This day and age, some do, some don't. And there just needs to be a little more structure to it. But I agree. The whole thing's wild. And to your point, Dave, too, it's getting larger and larger every year. And so the question is, how do you manage this as more and more kids continue to enter? I don't know. That's something that the NCAA's got to take a tougher look at.
How much of this, Dave, do you think, first a comment, don't they have to have caps? I mean, they do in the NFL and the NBA. Like, it's just crazy. Ohio State's starting quarterbacks in the transfer portal and is saying, I probably need $2.5 million. $2.5 million. And then Dylan Gabriel, who already transferred from Central Florida to Oklahoma, is now in the transfer portal again. So with that, how many of these kids are just in the portal right now to leverage themselves to get more money and go back to where they're going? Do you think that that's happening right now? Like, let's say Dylan Gabriel, is he just going, okay, Oklahoma, people are willing to pay me $2 million out there. I'm willing to stay, but you got to pay me $2 million. Is that actually happening?
I mean, if history proves right, how many of those kids actually went back? I mean, BYU had Cody Epps that tested the water for 12 hours, right? I mean, I think it was the very next day he decided to come back. But I don't know how many of them actually end up going back to the same university. And listen, there's some burned bridges that happen there too, where kids leave and the school feels slighted and coaches move on, emotionally. I don't know. I mean, yes, if you're a top player like a Dylan Gabriel, he probably can go back to Oklahoma and get some more money. I think there's some leverage plays there, but we're talking a handful of kids, right? Same thing with Al State. I mean, there's probably a dozen or two kids that have that type of leverage, and the other, call it 1,900 kids, don't.
Right. And they think they might.
They think they might. Yeah, they think they might.
And BYU's